Hello, good morning, how are you my friends? Good, great to hear. Didn't hear your response? Don't care. I do care, I promise, I do care. Me and you, we go way back to about 3 videos ago. Today, I, Rory James Bentley, will be reviewing another rock and metal album. Today we're going to be doing Nightwish, with a new album, Endless Forms Most Beautiful. Nightwish. Ooh, I heard a few of you recoil in disgust there. Some of you have switched away. Some of you are never going to come back here again. Well, you know what? Stick around. Let's have a little chat. Let me try and talk you round. So this is the brand new album from the symphonic metal band Nightwish, a band that certainly divides opinions. They are very over the top. They are very bombastic. They are, dare I say it, a little cheesy. But those very same things that they are derided for, because they're not a kind of trendy band, are the same reasons they are celebrated for, and they are a phenomenally successful band. You ask any kind of German person or a Finnish person or a Swedish person, they love a little bit of Nightwish. And you know what? I reckon so should you. You're going to say, don't tell me what to do? Okay, fair enough. We'll agree to disagree. But you know what? Either way, we're going to be discussing this album. So live with it! So, this is Nightwish's brand new album. How does it stack up? How does it sound? Very much has all the hallmarks of a Nightwish album. It has a lot of the stuff we've come to expect. The orchestra's there. The florid guitars are there. The almost operatic vocals are all there. But lyrically, it certainly takes a bit of a left field turn. A very refreshing left field turn, might I add. So this, rather than going down the usual imagination, fantasy, romantic, lost love direction that we've come to expect from Nightwish, actually looks at reality, the reality around us, the magic of reality, which is one of the books that actually inspired this album, by Professor Richard Dawkins. It's very much inspired by evolutionary biology and science. So again, a really interesting way to go about it, and combining my twin love of Nightwish and Richard Dawkins. Lovely stuff, another divisive character. So, this album then kicks things off with Shudder Before the Beautiful. So this is the first Nightwish song we've got to hear Floor Jansen sing on, their newest singer, who you may remember from After Forever and Revamp. If you don't remember them from those kind of bands, then you should check them out, because they're both great bands. They're both great bands, and she is a great singer. So, kicks things off with Shudder Before the Beautiful, which has got a very heavy, heads-down approach to it. Floor on this song absolutely just nails it, really. We've certainly come to know her as a really powerful singer. Those of you who have heard her know that she's a really powerful singer. She can do things on 10. She can absolutely tear the flesh from your face with the power of her voice. On this song, she definitely throws a bit of that power in, but also, as is actually noticeable throughout the album, she exercises a level of restraint which we've perhaps not seen before. She can pick and choose when she wants to unleash the power, but she's got such a broad palette, such an array of sounds that she has within her voice, that she can literally paint a picture on every single album and come up with a completely different result on every different song. So this song is the first taste of that. It's got a brilliant battle between the guitar and the keyboard, harking back to the old days of Nightwish, you know, pretty much like second album stuff, where the guitar and the keyboard are shredding it out together, and it is a really great way to kick things off. And it even starts with a spoken word piece by Professor Richard Dawkins. You can't argue with that, can you? Or maybe you can, I don't know. Next song is Weak Fantasy, which is a heavier kind of song, more well, more in the vein of stuff like Master Passion Greed from the Dark Passion Play album. It seems to be taking a swipe at organised religion. They've never actually explicitly came out of it, but if you listen to the lyrics, I think it's pretty clear. It's got some brilliant dramatic singing from Marco, the bass player, as well. This is his first lead vocal of the album, and he's got some really dark, epic, sub-Ronnie James Dio kind of singing to it, which works well with Floor's aggressive approach on the song as well. So, already a 1-2 hit. And then the pace changes completely. We've got the song Ilan, which you may have heard as the single from the album. And one of my absolute favourite songs of the year. I showed this song to a few of my friends, my cynical, nasty friends, and their main response was, "This is rubbish." Well, you know what? I don't think it is rubbish. I think it's a great song, cynical, nasty friends, and I might not want to be your friends anymore. So there. This song is just a really uplifting power pop song, I'd say. It's got some Celtic melodies from Troy Donockley, the pipe player, the multi-instrumentalist, and some beautiful restraint in the verses from Floor vocally. And it's a really uplifting song about just appreciating the natural world around you. And it's a really noble topic to explore, I'd say. So big fan of that song. If I want something to cheer me up, I'll put that song on and it just cheers me right up. It's like Prozac in song form. Lovely stuff. Next song, Yours Is an Empty Hope. Probably the heaviest song on the album, even heavier than Weak Fantasy, and which Floor, again reaching into a big bag of tricks, employs a more death metal vocal style on the chorus. And Marco takes on the singing style. So usually in these gothic metal bands you have the Beauty and the Beast combination, where the Beast is the male vocalist with something of a limited range, growling along while some beautiful woman just does some lovely ethereal melodies over the top. Well, this time they flip the roles around, and Marco's doing the nice bit, Floor's doing the nasty bit, and it works really well. So she's got some really gritty vocals in terms of the singing on here as well, and some nasty riffing on there as well. So really actually shredding riffs, which they don't always get enough credit for. Some really just balls out metal riffs on here. So great song. And then we get to track 5. Again, the pace shifts, and this is the ballad Our Decades in the Sun, which when I heard was what it was going to be about before the album came out, which is, you know, about appreciating your parents and the value that they contribute to your life. I thought, oh, hang on a second, is that something I want to hear from a ballad? I don't think so. Nightwish ballads, I've got a bit of a mixed feeling on them a lot of the time. Some of them really hit home, like Sleeping Sun from the second album. Some of them I find a little bit too much Frozen Disney princess, even too cheesy for a man as cheesy as I, such as Meadows of Heaven on Dark Passion Play, which is a turkey at the end of an otherwise fantastic album. But anyway, this one actually is probably the best Nightwish ballad I've ever heard, to be honest. It's one of my favourite songs on the album. It's one of my favourite Nightwish songs. Floor, again, has just pulled out another completely different aspect of her voice. So we always know her for being so full-on, so powerful, but she really draws her voice to this tiny little kind of wispy affecting tone, which she said was like one of the hardest things to do, was actually get that breathy voice tone out of her. But she is just absolutely majestic on this song. She just really pulls on the old heartstrings. Just enough power in the choruses. Again, there's a very Celtic vibe to it. She's got a very Celtic croon on here, and it really brings a little tear to your eye, even for somebody as dead inside as I am. And there's even some really brilliant, like, hair metal-ish guitar riff in the middle of it, along with some very tasteful orchestration and a really pleasant surprise. Like I say, one of my favourite Nightwish songs ever, actually. So we're onto a fly here. The next song, My Walden, a bit more of a Celtic fiddle-de-dee folky kind of thing. So that Celtic theme's coming in again. More traditional instruments used, you know, your flutes, your fiddles, and things like that. And again, it really works. Some people may hate this because it is a very much love or hate kind of sound, but I really, really enjoyed it. I imagine it just being played by a campfire in Middle Earth or something. I'm a real fucking nerd. And there's a great little change of pace and key in the middle where it really gets into that full-on hoedown. You can imagine all the little orcs getting down to this song. I don't know what that even means. What am I doing here? Stop, Rory. Please stop. But yeah, great song. Next song is the title track, Endless Forms Most Beautiful. And it is just an encapsulation of everything to do with the themes of the lyrics and also the sound of the album. So again, another heads down banger. Lots of solid riffing, really good catchy chorus. Again, reminds me a little bit of Master Passion Greed from the Dark Passion Play album. So, heavy banger of a song there. Top draw. Good choice for a single as well. Didn't really think much to the video, but really good choice for a single. Then we get to Edema Rue, which is fine. You know, it's cool. It's certainly the weakest song on the album, as far as I'm concerned at least. But, you know, it's good enough. There's nothing bad on it. And then we get to Alpenglow, which is a bit more up my street, to be honest. So it's a lot more of a metal song. More of a kind of bombastic power metal kind of song. It's got, again, some good old riffing out, a good power metal kind of chuggy pace going throughout, lifting the tempo up. And Floor does a fantastic key change on the last chorus, where she literally changes key in the middle of a line of the chorus, and then it just really kind of explodes into a pure old school European power metal. I want to just drink things from a tankard while listening to this song. I want a drinking horn for this song, should I say? So yeah, great song. And then we get to the instrumental song, track 10, "The Eyes of Sharbat Gula," which is about children of war. It contains a children's choir. Ah, children's choir! No, I know you've recorded that, but you know what? Bear with me. It's not one of those horrible, cheesy Live Aid children's choirs. It is a haunting background to a very haunting song. It's got a fantastic juxtaposition between the innocence of childhood and the horror, the depravity, the sheer despair of war, and how those two things come together. So there's no vocals on it in terms of lyrics, but there are some tasteful bits of singing and chanting on there, and it's got an almost Eastern feel to it. You know, you can picture pyramids and deserts when you listen to it. So really great way to end the more conventional part of the album before the main event, which is the greatest show on earth. The title track, the final, well, not title track, but the final song on the album, The Greatest Show on Earth, which tackles the slightly ambitious subject of the entire history of the world, from literally a planet coming into being to evolution to today's date. And wow, talk about a main event. The people in the orchestra on this album really do earn their money on here. It is an absolute, it's more of a film score. It's like Star Wars and Lord of the Rings just colliding. If you are a fan of the epic Nightwish songs, the Ghost Love scores, or the Poet and the Pendulum, this is those two songs, but taken up a notch. It's absolutely just mind-blowing. It's just got Floor just going through all the different sides of her personality, just frenetically going between the absolute huge bombastic sounds to some weird creepy stuff. She's like Nicolas Cage on this song, except she's constantly making good choices. I don't know why I brought Nicolas Cage into this. I'm sorry, Nick, I love you. But you know, it's got not one but two absolutely mind-shattering choruses, and once you get to the end of this song, this epic journey, you will just be exhausted. Like I say, it's a 15-minute song with 5 movements, but you know, it doesn't necessarily feel that long. Maybe some of the more ambient instrumental bits could have done with shaving down a bit, but nonetheless, when it actually ends, when we get to that final "we were here" kind of bit on that, you will just be literally rooted to the back of the wall. Your face literally melted by this song. The vocals, I should say, are a lot better than how I just represented them there, so fret not, my friends. But really just top way to end the album. So how does this Nightwish album rank? I would say among the best Nightwish albums. I'm still listening to it. I'm still discovering new things I like about it ever since I bought it, you know, months ago. And I would say it is right there, up there with Once, with Century Child, with Dark Passion Play. A real top drawer album, and as far as I'm concerned, a return to form. I like the last one, but you know, I didn't like it as much as the others. Return to form. So I would give this Nightwish Endless Forms Most Beautiful a strong 9 out of 10. A strong 9, almost a 10. But what did you think? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What else should I actually have a look at? Let me know. But anyway, Nightwish Endless Forms Most Beautiful, strong 9 out of 10. Check it out. And I'll see you at some point in the future. Bye!